Hey YouTube, this is like my fifth time re-recording this because it's sort of half-scripted and I keep messing up my words, I keep stumbling over myself, I keep repeating stuff I already said, so just bear with me if I mess up. This is a response to the video 10 questions that every intelligent Christian must answer. Now, I'd say half of these questions, a good amount, are pretty like, hey, it makes you think type of questions. And the other half of them are they're just pretty easy to answer. So they're ignorant questions, you know. Alright, so let's head to question number 1. Why won't God heal amputees? Now, this would be, I don't know, a halfway question. It makes you think, but it's a pretty easy answer question. Pretty, no offense, stupid question. In my opinion, of course. Sure, God is all-powerful, omnipotent. Personally, I believe he limits himself, laws of physics, time, stuff he created to limit himself. But he can't heal something after it's done, after it's gone. He can't fix something after it's done. He can't spontaneously regenerate my arm or leg because it got shot off by some terrorist or something. It's comparable to, let's say, taking a test. And, you know, I could pray before the test that I do good. But after I hand the test in, after my answers are already put down, I can't pray that I did put the answers down. He can't change something that already happened. I mean, that would be insane. Not like literal, no, never mind. Like, say, you know, I could have prayed for my safety before I lost my arm or leg fighting terrorists or something. But I can't expect him to, like, make a magical arm or leg fall from the sky. You know, that's not gonna happen. Number 2. Question number 2. Why are there so many starving people in the world? Now, this is another question that makes you think. Let's expand that to why is there suffering in the world? Now, God made suffering for a reason, a very good reason, very good in his design of the world. If we were in a state of constant joy with no suffering whatsoever, it would be a constant gray feeling, an indifferent feeling. We wouldn't feel pain, we wouldn't feel suffering. And we would not know what joy is if we had no suffering. And we would not know what joy or what suffering is if we had no joy. So he made joy along with suffering so we could understand what joy means, and so that we could understand what suffering means. It's sort of like why he made love, hate, war, peace. You know, there's an endless list of intangible things that he made just for us, so that we could understand the world we live in. Number 3. Why does God demand the death of so many innocent people in the Bible? Now that's sort of a kick in the religious balls, pretty much. Alright, so we took Exodus 35:22. Kill those who work on the Sabbath day. Now, Sabbath day, very important. Very, very important festival type of thing. Well, not festival, but sort of holiday type thing for the Israelites. Now, in our modern day society, people usually don't work on Sunday or Friday or whatever their Sabbath day is. And I don't think anybody wanted to work on the Sabbath day. And I think it's very hard to believe that somebody was killed for working on the Sabbath day. And I think this goes hand in hand with, you know, slavery laws back then. You shouldn't make your slave work on the Sabbath day. You should give him some, you know, some days of rest. Deuteronomy 21:18 to 21:21. Now, in the video it said, ooh, if you have a rebellious son, you should go kill him or something. Now, if you actually look up the quote, it says, if you have a son, he's rebellious, he does not respond to discipline in any way whatsoever, and he does not obey anything told to him, you should kill him. Now let's break that down. If you don't obey anything told to you, if you don't respond to discipline, you are morally invincible. You have no conscience. You can do anything you want. Your conscience will not limit you because you do not have one. So he can go mass murdering, arson, He can do anything he wants because his conscience will not help him. It will not affect him. He's the equivalent to a psychopathic killer or something like that. So if you take it to the elders, if you take him to the elders, and the elders believe he was truly a psychopath, then you would stone him to death. Now, in our modern day society, what we would do is take the rebellious son and put him in a mental hospital for the rest of his life. 70 years, 80, 60, around that area. Now, let me ask you guys, which is a crueler punishment? Getting stoned to death, quick, maybe a little pain, or spending your life, no hopes, dreams, accomplishments, nothing, just in a state penitentiary, prison, for the rest of your life, there's nothing you could possibly enjoy in there. Now, I'd rather die than be stuck in a prison for 6 years of my life if I do something that deserves the death penalty. Leviticus, okay, let's move on to the next one. Leviticus 20:13, kill homosexuals. Now, it doesn't actually necessarily say to kill homosexuals, but indeed that is under the assumptions that homosexuals are innocent. Now, let's look at homosexuality. Now, there have been many studies, it's debatable, okay, so wherever you stand on it, that have linked homosexuality to a lot less healthier lives. And they could take, as much as 5, 10, even I've seen 20 years off your life because of all the diseases and what it's associated with. And if you look at the Bible context, it says put to death. Now, whenever you're supposed to execute somebody, you're supposed to stone them to death. Now, for things like homosexuality, it says they will be put to death. Now, if you look back in the Hebrew phrase, there is no phrase for put to death. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make sense in Hebrew. It only makes sense in Old English, so it could mean they will be put to dying. They will die. They shall die. Not that they will be stoned to death. No, that's completely different. So I personally believe that since it even says their blood will be on their own hands, that it's from getting disease or the less healthy lifestyle that homosexuals usually lead. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive to homosexuals, but it's just what I believe and statistics have, told me. Oh man, there's only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Sorry. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I'm just gonna finish this in the next video.